Welcome to Kilburn in North London, a place with a large, proud and very vocal Irish diaspora. In fact, walk into a pub around these parts and you're likely to find any number of people willing to share a pint and tell a story about days and colourful characters gone by. But one tale is more extraordinary than others. In the summer of 1968, this area was brought to a standstill by Mick Meaney, a labourer from County Tipperary. He was attempting to break the world record for surviving underground inside a sealed coffin. And Digger O'Dell in the US was the man to beat with his 45 days. Journalist Robert Mulhern knows the story well. It sounds like a lot of people's worst nightmare, mine included. Why did he want to bury himself alive?
Mick wanted to be famous for something. He approached Buddy Sugrue in Kilburn. He was a publican, he was also like this amazing promoter. He actually came up with the idea of having a Last Supper in front of the world's press before they sealed the lid on the coffin.
My name is Michael Meaney, my years are 30.
Mick was buried in a nearby lorry depot. Aged only 10, David Keane was the son of the owner and an eyewitness who saw how Mick was able to survive under the strict rules of the competition.
They had to put a tube from the ground level down into the coffin because they had to get the food and allow him to breathe as well.
Okay.
Michael, how do you feel down there?
I feel fine.
Have you changed your mind yet?
No, not changing mind at all.
So when he was down under, what did he eat? How did he exist?
I think he was usually given just the normal food. It would have been steak and potatoes. I think drink was being put down to him as well.
Okay.
And apparently he smoked while he was down there as well.
And how did he go to the loo?
There was a hatch underneath the coffin and he could actually leave anything down below. But I think there's enough information
I don't even want to think
there.
about the
Yes.
mechanics of that.
Mike Meaney had broken the record for being...
In the end, Digger O'Dell's record of 45 days was surpassed by more than a fortnight. 61 days later, knock, 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 Mick is done. Do you remember that day?
I do. I remember it well. In fact, there was a photograph of that day and I recognise me that was there. And even just look at all the police and arms linked just to keep the crowd back.
The world's press waited to see what would happen. The lid is taken off the coffin and he emerges.
He comes out victorious.
And there he was, folks. Hairy, grimy, but undeniable champion of the world. The doctor's examination, a tense moment. Yes, he was alive and well. Mike Meaney lives to be buried again.
But, and there's a but, you see, the Guinness Book of Records never actually acknowledged Mick's claim to the title. In fact, they didn't even have a category for being buried alive, so Mick's record wasn't officially verified by anyone. But with the world's media as witnesses, who could doubt his 61 days? His daughter Mary has flown in from Ireland to meet me in the former lorry depot at the very spot where her dad made his bid for the record. It's just a pity he hadn't told his wife back in County Cork.
Can you imagine that conversation? Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Alice, I'm going to break a world record and bury myself alive.
Did he make any money out of it?
No money. No. I love that about him because he had moral courage.
Atop a 10-ton lorry, Mike...
For Mick, the recognition he valued was in the worldwide media coverage and in the crowds on the streets of Kilburn.
Can you imagine thousands of people call your name and they say all the energy comes towards you and they say that feeling is divine, and he chased that feeling all his life.
When Mick Meaney died in 2003, he still claimed to be the undisputed world champion of the underground.
Before I left, I went up to the graveyard. I said to my father, get out of that grave and come with me. And I can feel him, his presence here.
Although a son of Ireland, Mick will be remembered for his 61 days in English soil.
And he looked so excellent, coming out like a rock star. Thanks, here. Now, welcome to the team, Angela.
Thank you.
Now, poor Mick, poor Dab, he didn't hold the record for very long, though, after all that effort, did
No, he didn't. I mean, this is my absolute worst nightmare. The lads here are looking in horror at what's happening, but a lot of people are into it. And Emma Smith saw Mick Meaney supposedly boast about his feat and decided anything a man can do, I can do better. And so she headed to Skegness Amusement Park and decided to take take on the world record at the time. And she had, over the course, there she is, 60,000 visitors and holidaymakers who came to say hello, to watch her on the CCTV, reading, knitting, writing letters. They each paid a shilling, which is like 5p. It all went to charity. And she broke the record, 101 days down under, which is, I mean, a lot of time.
Yeah, and people could actually watch what she was doing down there by paying a shilling, couldn't they?
Yeah, and I mean, she talked about how it was all about her headspace and how she had to kind of overcome her mind. Because, I mean, you would imagine that you'd go crazy down there for that amount of time. You know, and she held the record for 12 years after that, until in 1984 a Texan guy called Bill White took it on, beat her by 40 days. And then after, is that him there? Yes.
Yes.
And then, so he held the record for quite a while, and then after Emma died, her son, who had been there at Skegness when she was, you know, in the thick of it, and he decided in her honour to give it a go and to try and win it back for the Smith family.
So the fascination ran in the family then?
Absolutely,
There he is,
Tough as nails, there he is,
That's a good drama for you two. There you are.
And that's George there. You've been speaking to George,
Jeff,
haven't you?
I spoke to
sorry.
earlier on,
Jeff.
yeah. And, I mean, cool as a cucumber. I mean, not fazed by the prospect at all. He said the first night it was very claustrophobic. It was really hot, and he kind of thought, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. But he soldiered on. He ended up 147 days down there. Now, the thing is that officially it's not been recognised by the Guinness World Records, or the Book of Records, because this is not an official category, so to speak. And also, it's clearly quite a dangerous thing to do.
It is.
You know, and when he got dug up, it took him 6 hours to get dug up, which was, I mean, his mum, 30 minutes up. He was 6 foot under.
There he is.
6 hours.
He obviously took a razor with him down there. Because it seems like the perfect conditions to grow a beard. I mean, this is remarkable.
Mick Meaney looked amazing when he came out. He did look like a rock star. Didn't he?
What a good story.
And the shades as well. Loved it.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
It's lovely to see you.